It's week 17 of the 2042 season, and our focus is on this team's versatile linebacker. He's a useful part of the team's pass rush this season, with 5 sacks so far. We're just moments away from the action, and it's coming up next.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple of years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat?
The final 2 weeks of the regular season are upon us. And off we go on EA Sports. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
1st and 10 now from the 36. He'll look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. 1st down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. Back to throw. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
And now here comes the punt team, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
They'll run, and here's the rookie from Michigan. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. They'll move the chains up past the 20.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Tight end going in motion here. He'll get this out to the left flat, and it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. putting the tight end in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long first down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now, fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And things are getting a little tight with 2 weeks left in the regular season. Already, we can look ahead in both conferences to some critical divisional matchups ahead in Week 18. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple. They'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll get this up close to a first down, working it to the 33-yard line. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They send a receiver in motion left. The defense all over that, met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown, you're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's their punter now, and he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. This is taken at the 25. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The visitors' offense. And their running back set to go once more. And as we take a look at league leaders in receiving touchdowns by the running backs, he's right up there among the best in the league. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A peek at his receiving numbers from a week ago, part of the offensive performance that led them to victory. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's a handoff out of the gun, and he'll bring this up to the 48-yard line, and that's a first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They run on the jet sweep. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. He'll drop to throw. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the first down.
They'll stay on the ground. And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's 2nd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll send him over to the left. Now, faking the give. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The defense has it. The defense comes up with a play in the red zone. Those active hands get to the quarterback, knock it out, and they come up with the recovery.
Mike, we see this from time to time down here when an offense is operating in the red zone. The field shrinks, coverage gets a little bit tighter, quarterbacks tend to hold the ball a little too long, and that's exactly what came back to bite them right here.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. And he'll get about 5. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. 3rd and a yard. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And that is going to be good enough. He's got that first down. So a conversion, and they move it to the 46-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down. The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
They send him right out of the slot. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Tight end going in motion here. On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Allen in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now a give up the middle, and he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Quick throw, taken in. Not just a 1st down, but reception number 70 on the season.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll go with him again, and he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. That his 1st touchdown this year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7 0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll stick with him again. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Third down and 9. Looking for room out on the edge. Not going to find any. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. He keeps it himself.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
The pressure will get to him. He goes down. There is a flag down in the backfield. Usually the spot that tells us hold it. 2 minutes remain. First half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Thrown left side. The catch is made. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They'll throw here on third and short yardage. A gain of 11, and it's first and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, first and goal. And at the very least, got to come away with some points.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
Second and goal. Oh, he tried to swing it outside, and it's intercepted. Oh, big hole left side. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown. The pick six for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense going to take over just before the half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Right back to the air following that pick 6. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half.
And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Houston.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Now the try here for the point after. His kick is good, and his guys will move out to a 14-7 lead. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. 2nd and 11. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman.
These two teams ready for the second half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
As we expected, we'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for a 1st and 10.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. 3rd and 9. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
So now this team's offense ready to take over once again. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Up the middle they go. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Allen in motion. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
He'll get this out wide. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try to get this one on the ground.
If you send your field goal unit on the field, Mike, it gives you a chance to chip away at this deficit. But I think I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going to one of my critical plays on my call sheet. Keep this drive alive. The hope is to come away with 6.
So, 4th down, and out comes the field goal unit. Patterson's kick is good. And the visitors are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
A good return as he takes it across the 30. This team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. This drive will start on the ground. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll be brought down. It was a nice pickup, but a penalty flag on the play. Early indications of a hold. The tight end going in motion to the left. Throwing now from the gun. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Now he'll run. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. He'll look to throw. That is intercepted. And the visitors are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Now, after the interception, we have an injured player to look at. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Throwing now on 1st and 10. This one complete right side. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. To the air now on 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They send the tight end in motion. Look wide, get this one complete, and they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw, still result in a big gain.
Now they'll set up to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. Tight end going in motion here. They'll look to throw again. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Who else? Another. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. It is picked up by the defense. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. They'll run it on the inside handoff. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A big play looming here. They need to convert. It is 3rd and inches. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Now, here comes a return from the 9. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. First and 10. Man in motion, heading left. He's trying to get around the corner, but he can't. He's going to be run down behind the line. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll throw out of the gun. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down. Now a 3rd and 2. We're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. We're all set to kick this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. He'll take this in back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he has yet to find anything to lean on in this one. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to the right side and incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Allen in motion. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play. On 2nd down, they'll run. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
He'll try to run for it.
Yeah, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation here, Mike. Nothing open downfield. He thinks he can tuck it and get it with his legs. He ends up out of bounds, short of 1st.
Punt team out, ready to send this one away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And no return on this one. Fair catch signal for and taken. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. A tight end in motion now. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. He'll drop to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. Now a give, but here comes a reverse. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. He'll try the right side this time, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground? It seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is. And he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch. And even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. What a time for a pick six for the defense. As the other team is trying to get themselves right back in this one, the defense extends the margin with the pick six.
Yeah, just a critical moment. You find yourself on defense, Mike, trying to hang on to this lead. And not only do you do that, you pick six them and you're able to extend that lead.
The extra point is good. And his guys extend the lead to 8. It's 21-13. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Allen in motion. Now a give on the ground. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give them 6 on that play. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. That is left side and taken in by Allen.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Allen in motion. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
There's that man again, another catch.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. Here's the toss as they look to run. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. Now on 2nd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. And a determined run there. He gets about 7 yards inside the 10-yard line. The sound deafening in the dome. It's 3rd down. To the right side here, pass is caught. To the pylon, he's in. Has a touchdown.
What a finish there to get the touchdown, but of course the job's not done, and this is where the defense needs to regroup, Mike. It's one thing to give up the touchdown, but now you're still 1 stop away from being the hero. They got to dial in, get their best defense called, and somehow find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
And now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll drop to throw. That's incomplete. Oh, they were going for the conversion to get this thing even. Instead, it will remain a 2-point game. Even with their full complement of timeouts, the call is to try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
This offense and their wide receiver heading back onto the field. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Tight end on the move left. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd and a yard. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rivals for the 2nd time this year. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.